Hi folks, so tonight we're going to add that cinematic look to our street photography because we've got a cinematic Cinesoft filter. Watch on to find out how we get on. Hi folks, so what we've got is a Tide Optics Cinesoft lens, and if you remember a few weeks ago I actually did some DIY videos to make your own version of the lenses with a bit of model paint and an old UV filter. Well, this is actually the proper lens. You can pick them up on Amazon for about £40, and I think they go from filter sizes from 49 to 77mm. I'll put the actual full details in the description below, and I'll link the videos where I actually did the homemade ones. But I thought we'll go out locally around evening and we'll see if we can get some diffuse sunset shots and some street shots, and we'll see if we can pick up some of the neon signs, the shops and the local buildings, and see what we can do tonight to really give the lens a run out and just show you what a difference this can make. And it can sort of add to that filmic look if you're trying to get a little bit more like an old style 35mm camera. These lenses can really help you. They soften the image, they make the highlights bloom, and you know, they really add a creative element. So let's see how this lens performs. I will catch you all in a bit. So folks, it always helps if you press record. So starting again. Welcome. I believe I forgot to press record. I thought I pressed record, so I've just recorded what I thought was 10 minutes, it wasn't. So we're just testing out the Cinesoft lens at sunset to try and get a lot of, see how it works. I've got a comparison shot that I'll put up now of a bus I took earlier at the start, which there would have been commentary on, but there's not. But we've just been here, so I'm going to do this again. And what I said, I was going to reverse the course anyway, and we'll go back, we'll backtrack so I can technically use the same images. And I'll talk you through what I've taken. So we're sticking at ISO 640 actually for this, rather than auto ISO. So I'm going to get the glow around those lights. And actually what I'll do is I'll do another example here. I'm just going to try and make sure I'm careful taking this off. Hang the camera there. Put that in my pocket. And just to show you an illustration again, you can see, so they get the lens focusing on that. We'll take the same shot. There again. And that gives you an illustration of how these lenses work. And what might be quite good is to get all these lights and the reflection of the sunset and the tree in here and the car park. So again, you can see I'm going to compose for that. Might even get me in there. So we're just slightly overexposing the lights in the shop. I'm going to stick it at f5.6. We're using the 56mm f1.2, which is an incredible lens. Very, very sharp prime lens. We might try and catch somebody as they leave here. So we're going to try and do lots of stuff with light reflections. So again there. And I want to try and get a shot through here of the reflections in those windows. So we're going to get the light. I'm going to bring the exposure up just a little bit. We want that door to act as an ND filter. And I think what we'll do is we'll shoot it as it's shutting. And there we go. I don't know if that was me causing it to open. So another thing, if you have a light just off to the edge of your picture, these City Bloom filters really add to that effect. So what I'm going to do is up there. I'm going to bring the exposure up. Just try and get that in. Using the door there to frame. You may or may not have seen that because I got a twist. We did take a picture of that one earlier, but it didn't work out, so I think I've got a better one coming back on the reverse angle. I think that works out a lot nicer. And I think if we just get that one there with the lights in, you can see that going on there. I'm going to lock the autofocus is having trouble. And there we go. There were some people right at the back there, which hopefully we'll pick up on. So we'll see if we can see another framing shot. Let's see, got a framing shot there. Wait for the car to go out the way. Got. So again, using the window to frame. Wait for the car, trying to get my reflection out of the way. And there should be some buses just around the corner here. And we'll try and snap a few of the buses. Oh, you never know. We could snap in there if we're really quick. You gotta be quick. Fortunately, I've got the camera set at the right exposure because I'm on full manual tonight. Yeah, night shooting, actually the first shot I was taking, the ISO was going way high. So it's probably preferable to have the camera on full manual. And sod's law, no buses. No buses at all. What? A bus. Excellent. We see in the distance there's a bus coming. It's too far away. So what I need to do is get poised, and I'm going to do quite a low shot. We're on constant autofocus, so this is the last shot, and I just wanted to get it in between here, so it stopped. People are probably wondering what I'm sitting here for. Why is she there? What's she doing? Anyway, here it comes, right? Okay, the bus is going. See what I mean? There are two buses now. So we're going to wait till the bus comes. We're going to track it and get the glow, because buses are always full of lights. And we shall complete our test of the Cinesoft filter with a bus shot. So here we go, getting ready. Hopefully there's not a car or something in front of it, it's going to spoil it. In fact, I'm going to put it in burst mode. At 5.6, so we're tracking. Track. So we're on a sequence of shots there, which the camera's still writing to the disc. And we should have got them pretty soft, so there should be a soft glow around. And I think we've got quite a good example of what it does there. So you will see these when I post-process them. let's head back. You see what I mean? They all arrive at once. I think what we need to do is cross the road where the bus is and we'll get a couple of people shots on the bus. And then we'll go back to the house. Back to the studio. No, the house. Back to the house. I don't have a studio yet, but one day I will have a studio. So I'll just get a boring shot. There we go. Just trying to get out of the way. Can't get around that way, I've got to get around this way. There we go, bus done. We got the bus and a person in the bus as well. Right, now back to the studio. And we're back. So I processed the pictures, and you've had a chance to have a look at them, and there's a couple I threw in there which were without the filter on, the Cinesoft filter on. And I have to say that I'm actually rather impressed by what this filter can do. I'm all for creative things, and it does pretty much what it says on the tin. You're going to get a slight softening, a slight reduction in contrast, and a subtle glow around highlights, as you can see, especially on the examples I gave of the bus. You can see that the headlamps are glowing. I've tended to use quite a slow shutter speed on quite a few of the shots tonight, just to get a kind of like a very soft film-like effect. And essentially that was the whole goal of using a filter like this, was to get as close to emulating real film without using film. And these filters really do that. Compared to the homemade ones I did, they were certainly fun making them, but the actual real McCoy is really good. Now this particular filter by Tide Optics is probably the cheapest you can get on the market. Now I haven't compared it to the other filters, although I have seen images taken with those filters and I've seen what it can do. And without testing it, I mean, obviously I would have to actually do a full comparison, but it seems to be very good value for money compared to these other filters, because you'll get the effect you're looking for sure. And we're filming this with the filter on, so you know, if I move a little bit closer to the camera there, you can see the glow effect around the background. And all the lights have a glow to them. Don't worry, I'll take the filter off at some point. we'll cut to doing the rest of the video with the filter off. But you can see the sort of, just using the example behind me, you can see what the actual lights. I've set up an array of lights to sort of give a glow behind me, so you can see with video how well it works too. So you can imagine if you're out doing street photography, you're in a city and you've got all the city lights, this is going to be a real boon to have at night time, which is why I went out at sunset and tried to get as many glowy things as I could, because you'll get the maximum effect with things like that, although it still has, even in the daylight, a softening effect on things. You know, the sky will be softened, the highlights of the sky will be softened, you'll get glows coming in from the side. If you've got a light source off to one side, you'll kind of get a glow coming in because of the way that it actually affects the light. So if you like to have something to play around with, to be creative, and especially if you're somebody who shoots JPEGs out of camera, this is something that can give you that kind of effect pretty much straight out the box, as it were. Anyway, let's cut to recording just the outro of this with the filter off, so you can see the difference. So there you go, filter removed. You should find that I'm a lot sharper. You can see all my wrinkles now, and you should find there's just not quite the same amount of glow going on with the picture, with the lights behind. As I say, it's subtle. I think if you compare this to one of the competitors, like I think Nissy do one, it's equivalent to about 1/4 strength. And I think that's what Tide Optics say. So it's roughly equivalent to a 1/4 strength filter from another brand. You can get them in 1/8 and 1/4. I'm not sure if there are other sizes. So I reckon for 40 quid, this is something, if you want to be creative with your street photography, I think it's worth spending the money on this when you consider that the competitor filters are in excess of £100 for a 77mm filter. This is the same price, £40, whether you get a 49mm or a 77mm. It's just one set price. And I've really enjoyed using it. I'll certainly be using this filter again when I want to feel a bit creative, and I don't mind a softer image, because sometimes that's what you want. You just want to have that burned in creativeness to the image that you don't want to put in post. And I had to put a little bit less work in post to get the images to look right, because they already had quite a filmic look out the camera, and that's what sort of really impressed me. And I think it's just the value for money this offers at the price, £39, 99p, that really sort of made me actually go for this one over the others, because the others were super expensive. So folks, I hope you enjoyed this little POV with a difference. It's a POV review, so we've got a bit of kit to review. Might do some more POV reviews. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please remember to like the video if you got value, subscribe to the channel and click the bell for notifications. It does help the algorithm, and I will see you all in another POV very soon. Catch you all later folks. Bye.